Hi, my name is Avery Dunlap, and I'm currently a senior at the University of Kansas studying speech language hearing with a minor in Spanish, and I'm originally from Germantown, Wisconsin. And for the past 2 summers, I have worked at an applied behavior analysis or ABA therapy company as a behavior technician, providing therapy to autistic children and autistic young adults primarily. And within this role, if you don't know what ABA therapy is, we focus on increasing what we would call desired behaviors and decreasing undesired behaviors through some type of reinforcement. And this kind of therapy is very precise and very intricate as it requires a lot of attentiveness and intentionality behind what I, the behavior technician, am doing, as well as attentiveness to the client to ensure that they're meeting their goals and to take data on their goals for the board certified behavior analyst. So that is a BCBA, which was my direct supervisor. So after going through some intensive training, I was assigned clients and a BCBA with those clients. And so I would see clients 5 days a week in their home for 2 to 3 hour sessions. One of those days each week, the BCBA would come with me to make sure that the client was meeting goals and meeting targets, as well as to evaluate that I was instructing the therapy and executing the therapy accurately. And we would make fine-tuning and adjustments throughout each of these weeks. So one criticism, these days were heavy in feedback, naturally. One criticism or a piece of feedback that really stands out to me was when my BCBA told me that I was over supporting a client. And in this role, this is a big fear to have because it could be really detrimental to your client if you're over supporting them because then they're not going to meet their goals. And so I was really scared that I would be doing that, but my BCBA did call attention to the fact that I was doing that, which was really unfortunate at first. And I was pretty taken back because with this specific client, I had worked with them for 2 summers. We had built really strong rapport with the client and really strong rapport with their family. And we genuinely had a great time during our sessions. The client liked me being there. We were productive and we got a lot of great things done. And so I was pretty surprised initially, but reflecting, we realized we had made a big adjustment between the 2 summers in this client's program. And that was really hard on the client and also shifted my focus a little bit. And I had lost focus in the long-term goals of the client, which is kind of what led to this over support. And so I had kind of joined this mentality that I was just kind of checking boxes and getting tasks done. The client was really focused on developing a morning routine and getting each morning task done. So within that, I was kind of gently prompting the client to do those tasks because I knew they could do them. And with a gentle prompt, the client could easily perform the task. We'd get everything marked done and they would earn their reward. However, I didn't realize that these gentle promptings were actually detrimental to my client because the purpose of the therapy, as the BCBA reminded me, was for the client to independently initiate and perform these tasks. And that initiation piece I was really missing because I had lost that focus of those long-term goals. Because realistically, I can't be there with the client every single day. And in the real world, no one is going to be supporting them and reminding them of every individual thing. So prompting can be necessary, but I was over prompting in this situation. And so I was very grateful to my BCBA for calling attention to that. And I had a lot of questions. We spent a lot of time unpacking this, and I had taken a step back within that therapy. And then we kind of slowly reemerged back into it, keeping attention to the fact and keeping my focus on those long-term goals of my client. And so for that, I'm really grateful for constructive criticism because it makes us better as professionals and also supports our clients so much.